Okay, well, welcome to this revision session on telling the time. So, we have, essentially we have three clocks here. We have the words, 7 o'clock. We have an analog clock, analog, which means it has hands. And we have a digital clock, and digital has digits. Okay. So, we're going to skip through a typical school day. The digital clock has some advantages, which we'll see in a minute. We should say that this is, another way of saying this would be, it's 7 a.m. 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay? So, you can, various ways of showing the time. There is one other way, which we could use Roman numerals on the clock, which is a different matter, but it's still the same thing. The clock is marked with 60 minutes. There are 5 minutes here, and there are a series of 5 minutes. There are 12 of those, so that makes 60 in total. Okay, so let's start our school day. We've got, it's 7 o'clock, we're going to have to spend some time getting ready for school, so let's take that all the way around to 8 o'clock. Takes us to 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, what's changed here is that on the digital clock, that's gone from 7 to 8. Nothing else has changed. There's no minutes or anything. If we step forward a few minutes, it takes 5 minutes to brush your teeth or something. Then we've got 5 minutes past 8 here. We've got 5 minutes past 8. We've counted on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and this has now become 8:05. Okay, let's get to school. So we need to be at school before 9. So let's move around to 9 o'clock. Here we go. So we move around. That's 8:30, by the way, which is the same as 8:30 on the digital clock. And we get into school at 9. We're not late. We're just in at 9 o'clock. Okay, so the small hand is pointing to the 9, and the minute hand, the larger hand, is pointing to the 12, which means it's exactly 9 o'clock. Okay, we're going to do some, and we've still got 9 o'clock on the digital clock. Okay, we're going to do some school now. So we're going to go through till playtime. Well, we go through till about, 10 to 11. Right, so this says clearly it's 10 minutes to 11. And you can see that there are 10 minutes to go before we get up to the next hour, which is 11. Because we're not quite at 11 here. The digital clock always counts after the previous hour, so it takes 10 and it adds on 50 minutes to 10. Okay, so that's a little bit different, but 10:50 is the same as 10 minutes before 11, because there are 60 minutes in an hour, so 50, you're 50 of the 60 through. When you get to 60, it would become 11. Okay, let's just step through a little bit till we get to 11 o'clock. Okay, and there we have 11 o'clock, and it shows the little hand pointing exactly to the 11 and the big hand pointing to the 12. And that's 11 o'clock on the digital clock. Okay, let's move on. Go through to a lesson, and then we go through to lunchtime, which is at 12:15. Okay, 12:15 is what it says there. That's good. It's 15 minutes past 12, and therefore this says 12:15. Okay, this is 12 midday. Okay, midday. Okay, so we can carry on counting from 12 because it's 12 midday. Okay, let's keep going on. Lunch lasts an hour. Now there's an important thing that will happen here. So when we get to just before 1 o'clock, here we've got 12:58, that's fine. But things are going to change now because we only have 12 hours on our clock. So we're going to move from here. As we move through, we're going to go past 1 o'clock. Let's go to 1:15. 14 minutes past 1. And this now becomes 13 because we're talking about the 24-hour clock. So this is 1 on the 12-hour clock plus 12. And this is when it becomes PM. So that's now 13, 14. Okay, and it's the other way of saying it here would be PM. Okay, so the analog clock, the round one, is split into essentially two parts. You can't see them, but there's two sets of 12. On the digital clock it counts them. So we can keep going. Let's go to the end of the day, 3:15. So that's listed as 3:15. It's a quarter of the way through the next hour. Here it's 15:15, which is 3 plus 12, which equals 15:15. Okay? And we can keep going. Let's have some dinner at 6 o'clock. Don't know what we're doing before then, but let's have some dinner at 6 o'clock. And, step forward 1. Well, it's 17. It's 59 minutes past 17, which is 5, which is 12 plus 5. There we go, 6 o'clock, which is 18:00, or sometimes called 1800. Okay, and finally we're just going to go through till sort of bedtime or something. Let's say we go to bed at 8:20. Okay. So we've now counted 20 minutes past this hour here. There are 20 of these little dots, those, and it says 2020. And it says 2020 because it's 8 plus 12 equals 20. And then it's 20 minutes past that, which is 2020. One other important one is if we go on, it's middle of the night, come on, keep going, and we get to 23:59 or 23:58. Okay, middle of the night. It's 58 minutes past 11 p.m. 23 is 11 plus 12. And watch what happens if we step forward 1 minute. It goes to 23:59, and then finally it goes to 0. So it all starts again. And 0 is midnight. Right in the middle of the night. Okay. And then if we step forward, you find it just goes, it'll go 1, 0, 1, and so on. So this is midnight, half past midnight, right through to 1 o'clock in the morning, at which point it will become a 1 again. So in the morning it's 1, so it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You need to sleep through till the next 7, when the next school day begins.